Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about Mercury transiting the seventh house in a natal chart. Now, Mercury transiting a house, if your house is average size, say your house was 30 degrees. Now, that would indicate that Mercury, as long as it was direct the whole time of the transit, it would stay in the house between 2 to 4 weeks, generally speaking. However, if your house size is a little bit longer and or Mercury is going retrograde at any point during the transit, then the transit will last longer. Well, anyway, people, first thing is, well, communications in general may be more, as far as, I should say, communications in relationships may be more emphasized and accentuated during this transit. This could be a period where maybe conversation may be about things connected with the law and might be pertaining to deciding and selecting an attorney, for example, for a court case, and may be about open enemies or adversaries. You might find that maybe if you have a significant other, that he or she is more loquacious, more talkative during this period than usual, may require more intellectual stimulation. Maybe this is a time where you might play some games of mental challenges with a partner, significant other. It could be like, for example, maybe like Risk or Stratego or Mastermind or something like that, and Haiku, something, or just doing brain teasers, puzzle games, for example, getting puzzle books, and doing things that are really connected with the mind during this period. And really, this could be a period, though, where uh, you're really your mind is more focused on others and appeasing others more so than usual. You're not really about being egocentric or looking after your own self-centered interests during this time. You're more your mind may be more emphasizing other people more during this period. You might be more focused on perhaps increasing your popularity. This could be uh, perhaps Mercury is connected with transportation, and it could be about short journeys. So it may be that you might take maybe a multitude of short journeys, or you might be more active as far as short journeys go with a significant other, or perhaps or it could be a business partner even. This could be something where you feel during this period where you like to maybe do mental tasks, collaborating with others on them as opposed to doing them by yourself. You might feel ability to talk with others and be able to express yourself with others in a very lucid and perspicacious manner. And this is a thing where if you don't have a significant other, your mind, you might be thinking about strongly emphasizing trying to get one. You might be going on websites, for example, and trying to find that significant other, or you may be going out to places, but your mind may strongly be on finding one if you don't currently have one. Now, this could be a thing too where considering Mercury transiting the seventh house, it could be that you might have more just general conversations, maybe just with others in general during this period, more so than usual. It could indicate that perhaps you may the mind may be more strongly focused if you're involved in any legal situation and might be focused on legalities. You might be a little bit more ambivalent during this time than usual because you're trying to listen to others' points of view. The thing about it is that you're really you might really be thinking like really more open-minded as far as your way of thinking at this time, and you're listening to others, not just what you believe on certain matters. You might be more diplomatic, more equitable at this time in your way of communicating, your way of speaking. This could be a period where if you don't have a significant other, you might be attracted to one perhaps that's somebody that's very verbose, could be somebody that can be intellectual, can have a good gift for gab, somebody vivacious maybe, somebody that might be younger than you or maybe exude youthful qualities. And this could be it just really looking at it. You might be more apt to public speaking during this time than usual. So those are some things to look at. And if you have any open adversaries, they might take on, they could be people that are strong communicators and might be a little bit mischievous. So those are some things to look at during the transit of Mercury in the natal seventh house. So it's also important to look at the sign that Mercury is in during, whether it's the majority or the whole time of the transit in the seventh house, as this could flavor the transit. Now, let's say, for example, that Mercury is in Cancer for either the majority or the whole time of the transit. It could be that maybe you're talking more with a significant other, with others in general, maybe a business partner, maybe where you're reflecting and reminiscing about the past matters, and you might be talking with a lot of sensitivity and a lot of strong emotion in these conversations. Now, let's say that Mercury is in Leo for either the majority or the whole time of the transit in the seventh house. Well, this could indicate that maybe you're speaking with a lot of self-assuredness, confidence, but maybe could be a little bit boastful in terms of when talking to others, whether it's a significant other or a business partner. And your mind, and let's say you're in some legal matter with an open enemy or adversary, it could indicate that maybe you might get a little bit arrogant or be overconfident. So that's something to look at during this time. But it could also indicate when you're talking to others, you could be very gregarious and very extroverted as well. Now, let's say it's also important to look at the aspects that are made during this transit as well, as this could impact the transit. Now, let's say, for example, that transiting a Mercury in the seventh house is making a square in conjunct or opposition to your natal Saturn. Well, this could indicate perhaps there may be some pessimistic communication, or there might be some obstruction and delays in connection, perhaps with communicating, whether it's legal matters or some other seventh house matters, such as communicating with partners, significant other, or doing something connected with negotiation, for example, or contracts. Now, let's say, for example, that the transiting Mercury in the seventh house is making a sextile or trine to your natal sun. Well, this could indicate that you may be able to speak with a lot of self-assuredness and confidence without becoming overly cocky or overly arrogant during this period in matters, of course, connected with seventh house matters such as legalities, perhaps, or with a significant other. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Mercury transiting the seventh house in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about Mercury transiting the eighth house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.